Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? What we're going to be talking about today is how to deal with inflation as a person of the prepared mind. Due to higher demand and the escalating prices of everyday goods, our dollar is not stretching nearly as far as it once did. But yet, prices continue to go up, and as a result, the average American family is taking a huge hit in every aspect of their way of life, whether it's food or your electric bill, your water bill, okay, even our property taxes and our homeowners insurance prices. We're spending more but walking out with far less when you go to the grocery store. And what once filled up our gas tanks is now barely, letting the needle hit half full. And even eating out with your family costs a small fortune. I mean, does any of this sound familiar to you? Because I know that it is something that I deal with on a daily basis, especially with having a large family. But my number one suggestion in order to beat inflation is to learn how to cook from scratch. I mean, that is just a given. How in the world is someone supposed to still find room in their budget to prep for emergencies and disasters when their finances are already so tight? When we're living during the midst of inflation, it's extremely important to look for ways to reduce our expenses and possibly increase our income. We should generally take cautious approaches to our spending. We've all been directly affected by inflation for some time now, and this is without a doubt. It's changing the way that we live in every single day. If you've been searching for ways to reduce some of your expenses, one of the first places is to take a look at your bills, figuring out what you can live without and try to reduce or negotiate as many items as you possibly can. Many years ago, you would shop around for the lowest price, especially when it came to insurance, whether it was homeowners insurance or property insurance, car insurance, rental insurance, even health insurance. But those prices are going back up, and they're creeping up slowly but steadily. Instead of continuing to pay those prices, it may be time for you to start hunting for a better deal again. Cutting back on our expenses is an effective way in the preparedness journey. Okay, so now let's talk about reoccurring expenses. How about streaming services? So you got Netflix, you've got Hulu, you've got Paramount, you've got YouTube, you've got streaming services. Determine, because I know that I pay for these too, okay? And the two that we watch the most is Netflix and Hulu. So determine if you need any or all of these that you currently use. I know that they're less expensive than movie theater visits. I get that. But you might not consistently use all of the services that you are actually paying for. The next thing is another recurring expenses is your food. You may be able to buy cheaper cuts of meat, items that are on sale, buy in bulk, look for case lot opportunities, and use coupons whenever possible. How about magazines? Does anybody still receive magazines? I stopped my magazine subscriptions years ago, but evaluate your subscriptions that you look forward to reading and consider canceling the other ones. Call the publisher of those that you want to continue and see if they're running any promotions. And sometimes you can get extended term for a little more than the standard term price. Now let's talk about our pets. Subscriptions for things like special treats like BarkBox, okay? I mean, I used to get BarkBox a lot, but I don't do it anymore because their toys just, they were not indestructible when you've got, big dogs like I do. But, maybe cutting back on some of those things is prudent here. How about memberships? Many of us love time at the gym, okay? It's important to stay in shape and get some exercise, but truth be told, we often don't use them as much as we've planned when we initially signed up. So check out the cost of like a city-owned fitness center. They're often less expensive. They also may offer family membership at a discount, like the YMCA. I know that they have a family membership at a discount. And if weather permits, you simply could just use like, you know, like an outdoor track or an indoor track, or consider, you know, just going to the park and walking there on the trails. Now let's talk about credit card debt. Credit card interest, other than the car title and payday loans that you see advertised, credit cards are the most expensive way to borrow. To pay off the balance every month is possible. I know it's tricky, but it is possible. Large balances should be paid off as quickly as possible and then limit their use. Matter of fact, just cut them up, but that's just my opinion. They are a necessary evil in today's financial and travel marketplaces, but planning ahead, I feel, and paying cash can simply, you know, save plenty in the long run. So now let's talk about techie issues, okay? Like the internet. We all rely on the internet for so many things, whether you're working at home like I do, okay, or you've got little ones and they have to go on their computer, their laptop, or whatever to do schoolwork at home, you know, things like that. Or, you know, it's just for entertainment, staying in touch, even making purchases, paying your bills. There are a lot of internet providers these days, so please do your research and find the most effective, cost-effective option. Also check the reviews and discuss with family and friends to see what their experience with steady uptime has been. You don't want the cheaper alternative if the service is slow or has downtime on a frequent basis. Now let's talk about your phone. It seems like we all spend so much time like this, right? We do everything on our phones or our tablets. They used to be simply just communication devices. Now we have GPS, we have texting, internet access, social media updates, and so much more. Try to use Wi-Fi whenever possible if you tend to use up your data, or look for unlimited data if the cost makes more sense to you, especially if you travel a lot, or if you plan to go overseas, if you're in the military and you're being stationed overseas. That's when you want to really look at unlimited data. Don't feel like you need the latest and the greatest iPhone and I gotta have, you know, I hate that, right? Be willing to hang in there with your current phone version. Like I've had this cell phone, oh my gosh, 2 years. I paid for it up front because I got it on special for $100. And I know that a lot of people, they pay $1,000 this and $1,000 this for this iPhone and that iPhone and this accessory and that accessory. Nope. Exactly, baby cat. See, even my cat agrees with me. I am just, give me the simple stuff because I am not techie to begin with. But, you know, also look for family plans, and if you are active or retired military, you can also get military discounts. I know that T-Mobile does that. You know, with the family plans, you can share, multiple people share a plan, and consider having all those with access pay their share. You know what I mean? So now let's talk about insurance and banking. Home insurance, which is one of the biggest bills that we have as homeowners. Make sure your insurance is kept up to date regarding the increasing value of your home. With every year that goes by and your value of your home goes up, your homeowner's insurance goes up, and your property taxes go up. There's nothing worse than having a significant claim and then finding that your insurance coverage is based on old values. Okay, so consider increasing your deductibles. This will make your premium go down, like your monthly payment or your tri payment, like every 3-month payment, or whatever the case may be. If the quote will save you a considerable amount of money, go for the higher deductible. Also, check to make sure that you're getting the best deal by having all of your insured assets with the same company. Most companies will let you qualify for a multiple coverage discount. Like if you wanted to go through USAA, you can do which is what we have. You can do your car, you can do your homeowners, you can do rentals insurance, you could do all these different things and get a much lower rate. So now let's talk car insurance. Insurance companies are becoming extremely competitive, and they will do what they have to do in order to get you to sign that dotted line. Check around for those that may specialize in age-based coverage. Yes, it is a thing. Others offer safe driving discounts like Progressive. If you plug the thing into your car and it shows that you're a safe driver, you get cheaper insurance. Look for those that don't have a history of signing you up at one price. Then increase the cost when the coverage is due for renewal. That is a big no-no, and it is a huge red flag. Also, kids that are of age to drive or they're moving out, make sure that they are dropped when appropriate, okay? Because I know here in the state of Florida, if you have a driver that is on your coverage and they are 25 years old or younger, you pay literally triple than what you would normally pay if that same child was 26 years old. It's no joke. So, you know, there are many different ways to go about this, especially like if you're military, you can go with USAA. What was that other one that was really good? Liberty Mutual. They're actually really cheap too, and you get the same coverage as if you were with USAA. Because I think we're switching to Liberty Mutual because they're like $200 cheaper a month than it is to stick with USAA. The next thing is, let's talk about being more self-sufficient. Start eating meals that we refer to as Great Depression meals. Rice and beans, anyone? I mean, you know, if you have good inventory in your storage, maybe now is the time to put those items to use so you aren't making frequent trips to the store no more, all right? Many tend to make impulse buys. I know that I'm one of them, especially if I see a really good clearance deal, okay? So reduce those trips whenever possible. Start making your own laundry detergent. I know that some like washing machines don't do well with powder homemade detergent, okay? But if you have like a regular flip top washing machine, like I can't use it in my washing machine because I have the front loader. You know, this can save you a lot of money by making your own laundry detergent. I have found that because my husband's uniforms, I use Dawn dish soap on his uniforms, and they come out pristine. They really do. Now let's talk about buying foods that have a long shelf life. With higher prices, now might not be the time to beef up your beef storage in your freezer. But when you decide it's time, make sure you have a good plan about the volume and type that fits your family best. If you guys are not steak eaters, you know what I mean? Or if you want to have that red meat, go with the better brand or the better option of, you know, the ground beef, but go 90-10 instead of 80-20. You know what I mean? Less fat, it's more lean. Me personally, like when I buy chicken, I don't like to buy chicken breast. My favorite part of the chicken is the thigh. So I buy boneless, skinless chicken thighs. It's a better, I feel, type of chicken meat. It's more tender and it's tastier, but that's just my opinion. But it's also cheaper than buying chicken breast. you know, you may have just started realizing that if food prices continue this way, it's going to get to the point where it's going to totally deplete your bank account. Do you realize how much food you and I waste over a period of time, over 1 year? Okay, it's estimated that the average American family tosses out roughly $1,600 of produce in a single year, and that's just ridiculous. So think about what you could be doing with that money if you, or if it were still in your wallet, which I don't have any money in my wallet, but that's okay. But I think that meal planning is the best way to go when you're doing your grocery shopping, especially when you have large families. Do like Meatless Monday, Taco Tuesday, Spaghetti Wednesday, that type of thing. So you can plan out all of your meals for your size family, and it'll be cheaper that way because you know that you've got everything that you need, and you're not running out to the store because you forgot to get sour cream for Taco Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? So make a menu for the week and stick to your meal planning list, especially when you go to the store. Do not let your eyes divert to that clearance section like my eyes always do. This helps you cut back on wasted food, and you'll spend far less up front because you are not giving in to those impulse items at the grocery store. And if possible, I encourage you to shop alone and leave the little ones at home with your husband or your wife, please. Because I say this because they're always grab. I know my grandkids do that, and I'm like, no, you know, and they're going to scream and cry until they get that favorite cereal. No, okay? I mean, it makes sense to buy those things that the family loves to eat, right? And having a family meeting and discussing the week's menu and how it will best satisfy the most family members. Many of the supply chain issues have been resolved so far. So although we are still seeing empty shelves, hopefully those items will be stocked soon. Try to cut back on those meals that are away from home, please, especially if you work outside the home. We do need to get out of the house from time to time for a couple, you know, for like date night and a special occasion. And when we get pinched for time, just don't make a habit out of running to McDonald's because you don't feel like cooking today, like I did tonight. I'm kidding. But anyway, plant a garden. Planning on planting a garden this year with a little bit of space and some planning, you can grow food and save a ton of money. You also have the benefit of knowing how it's grown and that there's no chemicals in there because all you did was use cow manure for your fertilizer. Yeah. So better yet, learn how to compost and use natural insect killers to help protect your family's health. And if done right, you'll be surprised at your harvest yield that you see every single year. It's also a great family learning tool as you spend more time together. So, are you that person who feels bad about holding up a line because of all the coupons that you clipped? Don't be ashamed, please, because you're saving a lot of money. There's nothing to be embarrassed about, especially when it comes to saving money. Don't hesitate to hunt down those coupons and download those cashback apps so that you can begin reaping the rewards of no money out of pocket purchases. Take advantage of coupons, and you know, you sometimes can score free items, which is also a really good upside. Steer clear of items with reported food shortage issues since they always cost more anyway. Hello, sriracha sauce. So with that being said, don't let yourself get too carried away with spending just because you have that coupon. The Consumer Price Index, or CPI, is always changing. So make sure you stay up to date on all of that and look for things that have not gone up in price. There are things that have shown stabilized pricing even in an inflationary environment. So when it comes to stocking up for emergencies, take advantage of sales and promotions when available. And this also includes non-perishables, along with everyday prepping supply that you can think of. While this may not seem like This is an essential step in prepping. There are so many great items on the market for preppers nowadays. There really is. These may be specifically designed for emergency situations that you cannot afford to give up, especially when it's on sale. Always shop around for the best price and try to purchase in bulk when you can. And this will save you money in the long run because you have enough supplies on hand that will last you well beyond any short-term emergency situation. Just be sure that you keep track of expiration dates so they don't go to waste. Now, are you still searching for more discounts? Because I know that I'm always searching for discounts, especially with our large family. It's a way to battle inflation and do more food storage. You can save a bunch of money on buying gently used clothing and furniture and other home goods instead of purchasing brand new all the time. With growing kids, Goodwill is the way to go, or Salvation Army, or have a bartering system between you and your circle of friends or family members. I think it's a great idea. I really do. So many people don't know about great deals that you could find at the thrift stores or the flea markets or the consignment shops. There's one place here, it's called Plato's Closet, especially if we've got teens and all they want to wear is Hollister. Okay, you can go to Plato's Closet and you can literally get this brand new pretty much clothes with price tags still on them at Plato's Closet for 75% less than what you would pay for them in store in a mall. Yeah. So now, last but not least, while it's good to have family time and entertainment often, you may also want to consider looking for cheaper or even free ways to spend time together. Instead of going to play miniature golf or seeing a movie, you could take your kids to the state park and have a picnic. A day at the beach, visiting a free museum, or a few other areas where inflation can't get its hands on your energy, your high energy, hard-earned money. At the end of the day, your best survival kit and your best survival skill is quality time with your family. So make sure you invest in that quality time. Inflation, as a prepared person, may seem like it's unavoidable in today's world, and I understand that. There are still ways for you to reduce your expenses and prepare for any emergency situation. With the right knowledge and the planning and the budgeting, you can do this. I have faith in you. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I will see you in the next one, okay? You stay safe, you stay positive, you keep prepping, and as always, fearless. Ciao.